hit that subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to check out our latest videos before anyone else. Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the unboxing and my initial impressions of the Infinix Hot 6 Pro. Now this is the box and on the front it says Infinix Hot 6 Pro and at the top we have the storage variant, that's the 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. Now this phone also has a tagline that says smartphone made for videos. So when compared to the Infinix Hot S3, this phone has a bigger, better display with a bigger battery. Now let's have a quick look at the box and get on with the unboxing. Over here we have a quick preview of the phone, how it looks. It's in red, but this is the black color and right now only two colors are available, black and gold. We might see blue and red colors in few weeks. Now at the top we have a sticker from Flipkart and at the bottom we have the pricing and IMEI stickers. On the back we have the highlighting features, pricing and some other information. Now let's get on with the unboxing. Now Infinix has launched this phone exclusively on Flipkart at 8,000 rupees in two colors, Sandstone Black and Magic Gold. I have the Sandstone Black color with us right now. So guys, now that the box is open, at the top we have the phone itself. Let me just put that aside. We have this temporary sticker with some highlighting features. We'll come back to it later. Now underneath we have the power adapter. It's a flat cable, something I really like and many brands do not offer. And this is the micro USB charging cable. Next we have the power adapter. Next we have a 6-watt power adapter. At least a 10-watt power adapter would have been great. Next we have this soft silicone case in black, which I really appreciate. Finally we have some documentation and a free screen guard. Now let me put all these things aside and come back to the phone. Now this is the phone. We have some highlighting features on the front, which I'll talk about in a minute. So let me just peel this off. Even on the back we have some specifications, IMEI number, SIM card tray information and blah blah blah. Now this is how the phone looks on the back. Let's have a quick physical overview and then check out the specs. On the back, this phone has a complete plastic build with a nice matte finish with fake antenna bands at the bottom and top. At the top, we have the dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera with f2.0 aperture and a 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing to take portrait shots. Following that is a dual LED flash, fingerprint scanner, Infinix branding, and at the bottom, we have some more specifications. Now on the front, it is a massive 5.99-inch IPS display with HD+ resolution, 84% screen to body ratio, 500 nits of brightness, and it also has a 2.5D curved glass for protection. Above the display, we have a single 5 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture, single LED flash, earpiece, and some sensors. At the bottom, it is completely plain. We have on-screen buttons instead. And considering how big the bezels are at the bottom, they could have gone with even capacitive buttons. Anyway, bezels at the top and bottom are pretty huge. Now on the right side, we have the power and volume buttons made of plastic. This power button particularly has a nice texture to find it more easily. At the top, it is completely plain. On the left side, we have the SIM card tray that houses 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. At the bottom, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, a microphone hole, micro USB charging port, and the mono speaker. Now the entire back panel of the phone actually protrudes beyond the display, so even if you drop your phone directly on its side, most of the impact should be taken by the body and the display won't crack easily. So in terms of design and build, this phone is pretty well built. Now this is the free case that we get in the box and this is how the phone looks once we put it on. Now it has all the cutouts for the ports at the bottom and the cutouts for the camera module and the fingerprint scanner. Now the fingerprint scanner is much more easily traceable and even the cameras are now very well protected. Now on the front, it doesn't have a raised lip, so if you put your phone directly on its face, it will scratch the display. So make sure you always leave your phone on the table facing up. Now under the hood, it sports a Snapdragon 425 processor with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage and also supports SD card up to 128GB. It is running a custom skinned version of Android called XOS 3.2 based on Android Oreo. It has a huge 4000 mAh battery, comes with all the basic sensors including a compass, fingerprint scanner and face unlock feature. Now this phone has a thickness of 8.6mm and weighs 158 grams. So it's pretty sleek and weighs pretty light for a phone with a 4000 mAh battery. Now let me turn on the phone and set it up and see what we get right out of the box. So guys, this is how the phone looks once you boot it up. We can swipe up to see all the applications. Now this is the notification area. So these are all the toggles, and this is the recent apps page. Now let me just clear the RAM and see how much free RAM we get. For some reason, I'm not able to see that. I just have one application running in the background, and out of the 3 GB of RAM, we get about 1.3 GB of free RAM. Now let's check the storage section. Out of that 32 GB of storage, we get about 23 GB for our user apps and user data. So that's to be expected. Now this is the about page, and this phone is running XOS version 3.2 based on Android 8.0.0. That's Oreo. Now this phone has the latest May security patch. Moto E5 Plus, which I've just reviewed, has March security patch. So considering that, Infinix is doing a great job with the software updates. Now coming back to the home screen, these are all the apps that come pre-installed, and there seem to be quite a bit of bloatware. So if you don't use any of these applications, simply try to uninstall them or disable them. This phone has a pretty basic and entry-level processor, so having more apps running in the background will slow your phone down. So simply uninstall all those applications that you don't use. Now this is the camera interface. You can swipe left or right to change between different modes. On the right side we have the beauty mode for the rear camera, and if you swipe left once again, we have the portrait mode. We can simply tap to focus and it will blur the background. Now this is how the front facing camera looks like, and it looks pretty decent. I'll share the sample shots in a second. Now to take portrait shots, you need to go to beauty mode and enable this toggle, and then you'll be able to take the portrait selfies. Now coming back to the rear camera, we don't have auto HDR, and coming to video recording, let's check the resolution. We can record video at a maximum of 1080p at 30 fps, and that's pretty much expected. Now these are all the camera modes that are available right now. Now these are some sample shots. Now these are all the sensors this phone comes with. We have the accelerometer, magnetic field, orientation, gyroscope, gravity sensor, light and proximity sensor as well. So you're not missing out on any important sensors on this phone. So that's a pretty great thing. Now one of the highlighting features of this phone is this freezer application. Now if there is any application that you very rarely use, you can simply drag and drop it into this freezer folder, and that application will be freezed. So unless you manually open it, that application will not run in the background, and it won't even ask you permission to update it and won't annoy you with any kind of notifications. Among these apps, if there is any app that you don't use, simply put it in a freezer and you don't even have to worry about uninstalling it. Now let me add my facial data and then check the fingerprint scanner and face unlock features on this phone. Now to register our face, we need to go to settings, then security settings, then select face unlock, enter the password, add face, and it is done. Now once you have added your facial data, make sure you enable this toggle. Now let's check the face unlock feature first. I've locked my phone. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to close my eyes. So guys, this phone will unlock the phone even if you close your eyes. Now coming to the performance, it is fast but not the fastest one out there. Now let me turn off the lights and see how it performs in low lighting conditions. So guys, in complete darkness, it simply isn't working. Now in this situation, we have this little shortcut over here. Once you click this bulb icon, it will turn on the front facing flash, try to see your face, and then unlock the phone. So guys, I've tried it for like 2 minutes in complete darkness and it simply isn't working. Maybe there is some software bug or it simply didn't register my face properly. No matter what the reason is, it is simply not unlocking the phone with my facial data in complete darkness, even when I try to use a front-facing flash. Now with that said, it might improve with a future update. Now let's test the fingerprint scanner. So coming to the position, it's very easily accessible using the index finger. Now let's see, 3, 2, 1. I must say fingerprint scanner is pretty fast and you also get a nice haptic feedback. And phone takes like maybe half a second or maybe less than half a second to unlock the phone. But for some reason, it doesn't feel all that fast. Maybe that's because of the animation. Anyway, fingerprint scanner on this phone is pretty reliable and fast and definitely way faster than the face unlock feature. Now these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. Now this is how the speaker sounds. It isn't that clear, but it is pretty loud. So guys, this is the new Infinix Hot 6 Pro. At a price of 8,000 rupees, this might really be the best phone that you can get. It has good cameras, portrait mode for front and rear cameras, bigger battery, bigger display, and it even has a dedicated SD card slot. So if your budget is strictly at 8,000 rupees, you can definitely buy this phone. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think about this phone? Do you think it will give a tough competition to phones like Redmi 5A, Redmi 5, or even the Redmi Y2 or the Redmi Note 5? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.